Hello, my name is Nick Pollice. I'm the president of the Policy Management Consulting Group, and today I'd like to talk to you about leadership traits. But before I do that, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about what a leader is, and also how do you know when you see good leadership in business today. You know, I truly believe that God gave us a lot of wonderful powers. He gave us the power to imagine, the power to think, the power to create, the power to plan, and as well as the power to choose. We choose whether we want to be a good leader. We choose whether we want to be a good follower. And you know something? In order to be a good leader, you also have to be a good follower. The key here is knowing when to lead and knowing when to follow. Some of us refer to as leader as being a person who guides, who directs, who mentors other people. Sometimes we call them a coach. You see, leadership is an art of leading others to create a result that would not have been created otherwise. You know, I learned a long time ago when I worked at E.D. Smith's from a gentleman by the name of Claire Proctor. Claire took us through some very turbulent times in the 1980s. One thing I learned about leadership by watching Claire work his magic at E.D. Smith's was that leadership is about taking an organization into a future. It's about looking at opportunities. It's about having a vision. It's about making sure that you communicate that vision and people live and breathe that vision. It's about establishing trust and producing results in order to move forward. Isn't that what it's all about? It's about producing results. And in order to be successful as a leader, you have to have 5 traits. 4 of them, they're not good enough. You need all 5. The first one is courage. Let's look at courage, the quality of mind and spirit that enables you to make difficult decisions without fear. You know, I remember a long time ago, I worked for a gentleman by the name of Brent Carroll, the late Brent Carroll, a terrific guy, Vice President of Human Resources. And he commanded a tremendous amount of respect. And one of the main reasons why he commanded the respect that he did is because he had courage. He had courage to make the tough decisions. I remember him telling me once, he said, Nick, he said, of all the decisions that you make, 60% of the people can live with them, 20% of the people are going to absolutely love them, and 20% of the people are absolutely going to hate them. If you want to be a leader of people, you have to understand that some days you're the pigeon, some days you're the statue. Life just rolls that way. And if you don't have courage, you'll fail. And you'll fail because everybody will second guess you and doubt your ability. The second leadership trait is emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize and positively manage emotions in oneself, in others, and in groups. It's important that we understand we want people working for us who wear their emotions on their sleeve. But it's also important that we allow them to focus those emotions. And for them to focus the emotions, we have to watch our emotions. You see, we have to remain calm. We have to be competent leaders. We have to be focused because our words show our emotions, and our emotions impact the actions of others. I remember a gentleman I worked with, his name was Glenn Coates. Glenn is now at Lakeside Plastics in the Windsor area, and no matter whatever happened, Glenn always remained calm. He was a person who focused on the end result. And through good times and through turbulent times, Glenn was always the individual that had people focus on the goal. And I used to ask him many, many times, you know, don't you get angry with this, or doesn't this really incite you? He said, Nick, he said, I need to remain focused. While others are losing their heads, I have to remain calm. Emotional intelligence is the straw that stirs the drink, because if you can remain focused and you can control your emotions, the other thing it does is it allows you to have empathy in dealing with other people. The third leadership trait is that of decisiveness. Possessing the quality of putting an end to controversy, displaying little hesitation, being determined. You see, if we always waver on our decisions, people not only question the decisions, they also think we're soft on the issues. When we make a decision, we need to stick to it. The only time we ever back off on that decision if we can be proven to be wrong. But if we're a good leader, we've done all our analysis. We know that when we've made our decision, it's the right decision to move forward. So as a result, our decisiveness must be swift, it must be direct. Only then will people have confidence in you as a leader. Only then will people be focused under your direction and accept your guidance. The fourth leadership trait I'd like to talk to you about is personality. The embodiment of several qualities, the ability to impress others. Now, everybody has a personality. Some very good personalities, some not so good. I remember a gentleman I used to work with many, many years ago. He was a very, very smart man, a very pragmatic man, a very analytical man. But many people felt that he didn't have the personality that he needed to carry on in a management role. And I remember one day I was told by my boss, we're going to terminate this man's employment. And I said to him, I said, well, why? He's a good guy. He's a very smart man. With a little bit of focus, he can contribute, make us better. My boss responded, he has no personality, and the personality he has is negative. People don't like him, people don't respect him, people won't work for him, people won't take direction from him. He's getting to be very high maintenance, and unfortunately, within 24 hours, this gentleman was dismissed of his duties. It was a terrific loss for us as far as I'm concerned. However, the way the upper management people saw it, they saw it as being a relief to rid themselves of a person who had little or no personality. Personality counts. You gotta have it. If you don't believe me, just ask salespeople. Just ask marketing people. You have to have a personality because people like dealing with positive people. The fifth leadership trait is that of power, the ability to act, the ability to accomplish results, and understanding and effectively utilizing the three elements of power: responsibility, accountability, and authority. You see, not only are you responsible for your job as a leader, you're also responsible for the people who report to you. You're responsible for what they do. You're responsible for the way they do it. And you're also accountable for the results that they get. You're accountable to yourself, to your boss, to the organization. And the last piece of that is authority. Use your authority wisely. It's important that we influence people rather than demand from people. People who use their power base in order to motivate, in order to influence, in order to direct others, will get far more leverage out of their relationship with their people than the person who just makes demands all the time. So remember, power is a very fleeting thing. Somebody gave you that power, and somebody can take that power away. You know, the difference between the leader amateur and the leadership pro, the pro understands that their position was given to them and that they have to show that the decision to put them in that leader position was a wise thing. The amateur thinks that once they've got that position, they've made it, and nothing is further from the truth. So use your power wisely. It will benefit you in the future.